Warning. This podcast may contain spoilers from whatever TV show or movie is mentioned. Please listen at your own discretion. Welcome to Viewers Anonymous.
Welcome to another episode of Viewers Anonymous. I am one half of the hosting squad. I am Scoots Bronson.
And I am the other half, S. Foster.
That's right, man. And we are here to bring you reviews on movies and television shows, with a few hot takes here and there. Also, you know what I'm saying, we're going to get some laughs and all that good stuff. But before we get started, man, how you doing, my brother?
Man, doing quite shitty, man. You know what I'm saying? It's been one of those days, man. The truck broke down today, man.
Damn.
I was just sitting there, regular day. I'll pull up, you know what I'm saying, go to these apartments. I run in there, set the package on the front porch, knock on the door, come back, and then like it wasn't just clicking like it was the battery or the alternator, but like, you know what I'm saying, you could hear like the engine trying to do something, but like it just wouldn't catch. So I was sitting there for about 2.5 hours, you know what I'm saying, about 3 hours before they brought me another truck. So then they bring me another truck. Then you got to take everything off of that truck
and load it to the next.
Load it to the other truck. And man, I'm out here sweating like hell, man. It's fucking, you know what I'm saying, 100 degrees. And then this is a thing that people got to realize about like stick shifts, because the other truck was a stick shift. You know what I'm saying? If you have to find what a clutch is, because all of them are different. Some of them are higher, some of them are lower. So you got to find that middle ground. And this one was high as hell. And I tried to start. And then it's just been one of those days, man, just running behind all day. It's hot. And then, you know what I'm saying, trying to, because remember I told you, like, once a week I have to drive a stick shift because they're doing this training stuff. Yeah. And they using my truck because none of the other guys on the team really know how to drive a stick. So I've learned that truck because I've been in that truck, you know what I'm saying, one day for the past about month. Yeah. So I know what a clutch is, so I'm good. So then when he throw you in another one and you gotta find it, and it's
throw your game off.
Man, throw your game off, man, completely. So yeah, it was just one of those days. But they was I was able to get all my deliveries done, but they helped me with my pickup. They did probably like about 5 or 6 of my pickups, so I didn't get off too late today. Okay. Yeah, man, one of them days, man. But how about you, man?
Man, shit, I had a pretty decent day, man. You know, got some good news. You know what I'm saying? I got another model for the OnlyFans joint. So, you know what I'm saying? That's going to be coming out soon. So if you guys are signed up to my OnlyFans, man, you know, be on the lookout. Next week I got some new content dropping. And this one is very nice, very nice. But
you throw out the superb sign?
Oh yes, trust me, this one is nice. You know what I'm saying? This one is super, super nice. But outside of that, man, I'm also excited because, man, I'm getting my hair braided tomorrow.
Uh-oh. How long ago it been?
It's probably been maybe about 8 months.
No, I mean like since the last time you had it braided.
Man, since like 2008, 9.
But I'm ready to hear about how tight that scalp is. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, that's nothing. Yeah, that's nothing, bro.
Oh, it's something for me, but I'm telling you, Bobby, that's why I dreaded it up, man. Yeah. I was like, I got tired of it, man.
Nah, that's nothing for me. That's really never been an issue for me. Like, for me, the tighter the better, because like my hair curls up. So like the tighter it is, the longer it's gonna stay for me. Because if not, that should unravel like a mug, man. I don't have people braid my hair that ain't like pay attention to the texture of it, And then like, you know what I'm saying, I'd be braided up, and then like I wake up in the morning and like this whole braid would be coming out. Like a whole, you know what I'm saying, braid on the side would be coming out or something because they ain't do it tight enough. So for me, the tighter the better.
Hey, I'm tender-headed, man. Like, and then like, oh man, I am, man. And then like, man, sometimes they get done, and they get like even with it now, because you know, like sometimes I have it like, you know, the dreads braided or whatnot. Even that sometimes, man, be pushing my forehead back to where I can't even get the wrinkles on my forehead.
Be excited and shit. You like, hey man, you walking like this, like, man, I'm mad as hell. You don't understand how mad I
am. Oh man, that's what's up though.
Yeah, man. I need it though, man. Cause listen, you see what I got on now. For people that can't see, bro, I got like a wrap over my head, but I'll be tired of doing that shit in the morning, bro.
Man, I feel you, bro.
Yeah, that shit, my hair be catching into the knot in the back and shit, so it be feeling like it be pulling my hair and shit in the back, man. That shit. If I move a certain way, I can feel it and shit. Like, nah, I'm cool on that.
Shit, man. I did have it done, but so when I was cooking on the grill last week, man, like we've been getting these storms, and we're getting one right now, man. And like it started raining like hell. Then everybody left me out there solo. So I'm out there cooking, and like my hair got wet and all that type stuff. Then it got loose, and it just like I had to just take it out. So now I just got that shit in a ponytail.
But see, you got the fade around too. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You ain't got to go through the full process. You just gotta make sure, you know what I'm saying, it's right. So good.
Oh yeah. So yeah. So we took y'all down the little hair lane there.
Oh yeah, for sure, man.
But man, you know what I'm saying? But before we start this pod though, man, we got some movie pod. So, you know what I'm saying? We got to give y'all some movie news, man. We lost pretty much, man, a legend, man. We lost a legend, man. Rest in peace to James Caan. You know, we was talking before we
old, man.
Yeah, he lived a pretty full life, man. You know, just want to say, you know, I hope that but what I don't know is I didn't really research it or whatnot. I don't know if this was, you know, of age or if he was sick or anything like that. But, you know, I only know the one son because we was talking about him before we started, man. Scott Caan. You know what I'm saying? He's, for me, you know what I'm saying? For me, you know what I'm saying? He's always tweeted with me. You know, so if y'all don't know him, he was a wide receiver in Varsity Blues. He had a show, Hawaii 5-0 or something like that? Yeah, Hawaii 5-0. So he's been around. He's been around for a while. Y'all. I'm pretty sure y'all seen him, but
man, you know, he was in the one movie with Matthew McConaughey, man, where they was searching for the they're searching for the treasure.
No,
that wasn't him.
Man, that was Paul Walker. That was Paul Walker and Jessica Alba. I love that movie because Jessica Alba was okay. But it was something blue.
Into the Blue.
Into the Blue. That's what it was.
Why did I think it was Matthew McConaughey got a movie like that too?
Like Fool's Gold or some shit.
Okay, that's what it is. But yeah, Into the Blue was the movie. But yeah, you're right. Paul Walker, that's where I remember him from too. That's the movie that I really, really remember him from because he was a snake in that movie.
He wasn't a snake. He just kind of, you know, snitched a little bit. Like he hung his boy out to dry, man. Like
snake.
Okay. But also, man, when it comes to James Caan, man, like for me, you know, when you look at the movies that he's done, it's the way I explained it earlier. The movies that I like that he in, like I fuck with him heavy. But he do have some movies that are kind of like, you know what I mean? I never really watched them, didn't really have an interest. But like for me, like my favorite movies of James Caan is obviously, you know, Godfather Part 1 and Part 2. You know, but the first movie that came to mind to me, and like when I first saw this news, I was like, man, he was Brian Piccolo, man. in Brian's song.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? On the movie about, you know what I'm saying, the relationship that he had with Gareth Sayers. We actually watched that movie in school. I don't know why we watched that movie in school. That's crazy that we watched that in school. But like that's the first time that I saw Brian's song,
Yeah,
and really was.
we watched it too. Didn't
Yeah,
he had a? It was like
I think he had an illness and he died.
I don't know why I want to say leukemia, but I don't think that's what it was.
I think you're thinking of Ernie Davis.
Yeah,
And that was that movie at the Express, but he was a running back from
right.
he was a running back from Syracuse. But you know what I'm saying? Fun fact for y'all. The only number, well, I don't know if it's the only, but one of the numbers that's retired for the Cleveland Browns is number 44. It was
44.
because of Ernie Davis, and he never got to play a snap in the NFL.
44
He died
and
of leukemia.
32.
Yes, sir, Jim Brown.
Yep.
So also, man, for me, look, people be killing this movie, but I love this movie, The Program. The Program is my joint, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was the coach in there. I fuck with that movie heavy. And then the other movie that I think of, come on, man, Misery.
Yep.
I mean, that was just
Kathy Bates, man.
Yeah, man. So, you know what I'm saying? The acting world, you know what I'm saying? It lost a legend.
You missing the movie, bro.
Man, come on, man. Get out here with that elf.
He was a dad in Elf, man. Come on, bro.
Hey, we did Elf, y'all.
Yeah,
we did that when we
man.
did our Christmas month.
Yeah, he was hilarious as fuck in that shit, man.
Yeah, but the wild part is the last movie that's the second of the latest movie that I've seen from him, because I believe that came out in 2003, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. And the last new movie actually came out in 2008, and that was Get Smart. You know what I'm saying? He was in that with Steve Carell and Anne Hathaway and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I've been talking about this for a while. When I say like our legends are getting older, you know what I'm saying? And it's not that there aren't any new like good actors. It's just like I don't know if it's so many of them to where it's. I mean, so when I say this to you, can you put a collective together of new people that when you say, you know what I'm saying, Denzel Washington, Morgan Freeman, you got Samuel L. Jackson, Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, you got Al Pacino, Harrison Ford, Tommy Lee Jones. Like, is there like another younger group of like that many like well known? You know what I mean? It's like,
I mean, you can throw Chris Hemsworth in there. You can throw why am I blanking on his name? Transporter.
Jason Statham.
You could throw Jason Statham in there. You can throw Michael B. Jordan in there. Trying to think. Give me a minute. I mean, it's
that's what I'm saying. That's the point that I'm making. It's like there were so many of those people, and I didn't even really name all of them, but it was just like doing it for as long. I mean, like Sylvester Stallone. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but you also got to look at it too. Like, we got the gift of time. You know what I'm saying? So we can actually go back and see those guys and remember the movies that they was in. You know what I'm saying? So they have a extensive catalog. You know what I'm saying? The guys that's out now or the guys that came out maybe 10 years ago, they don't have that much of a time span for us to really even compare to yet.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you know what I'm saying, like once we get to that point, I'm sure that there will be people who, you know what I'm saying, we can kind of put in that same category of, you know what I'm saying, the next up in line that'll probably be on those same levels. But I mean, like you got a few who's doing some major stuff. Like I said, Chris Hemsworth, man, as much as he's done, like dude has been in some movies. Like I didn't even realize how many movies dude was in, but like when he did Thor, that's what really brought him to my attention. The crazy part was I seen him in Cabin in the Woods and didn't even realize it was him.
Yeah, I mean that can happen.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's some dudes out there that's like Michael B. Jordan to me is another prime example because he was in The Wire. You know what I'm saying? And he turned around and he did some other things. He did some other movies, and you know what I'm saying? He was on his way to stardom. And I mean, look at him now. Miles Teller is another one. He's been in some great movies.
Can we throw Jake Gyllenhaal in there?
Nah, Jake is a little past them.
Yeah, he's past them. Yeah. I mean, Jake been around for a long time.
Yeah,
like,
Jake been out.
That Darko movie came out like early 90s.
That's what I'm saying. Jake been out for a minute, bro.
Yeah.
Like me, he in that. Like he in that.
Yeah,
that
he
catalog.
Yeah. You could push him. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I'm trying to think somebody else that you could put in there. Like you could probably put I don't know, man. Because I'm trying to think of somebody who we can. Is
John David too early?
Yeah, definitely. He has a great start though. Don't get me wrong. He has a great start. Like the first little few films he's been in have been excellent. So he has a great start. I think he'll definitely be one of the ones that's gonna be up there. But I mean, the truth of the matter is like right now, you really don't see it because it's like then I think we had so many I'm sorry, we didn't have that many platforms to really go off of. So it was either like TV or you was in the movie. Mm-hmm. Now it's like you know what I'm saying? Like you may not see a dude at a theater, but you see him on Netflix all day long. Or you'll see him on Hulu, or you'll see him on, HBO Max, and he's not in the, he's not on TV or he's not on a movie screen, but he has an extensive catalog because he got to deal with Netflix, or to deal with a streaming service. I think Steve Carell is one of those guys. I think Steve Carell is going to be one of those guys that goes down in that lane. Bradley Cooper, he's another one.
Bradley Cooper.
Yeah,
I tell you another one who has the potential. I think when it's all said and done, he's going to be up there. Damson Idris, like he's gonna. Sure. I think he's going to be up there. Sure. I think he has that. I think he has that potential that we gave Shia LaBeouf. Like he was supposed to be like the shit. Now he still got a good thing going. It's just he's just like the way it kind of tailed off, like the potential that he had.
I mean, if you think about it, he got a nice lifespan though. Like
he does.
From Disney to Transformers to a couple
Disturbia.
Other. What's the one he did with Tom Hardy? With the brothers?
Oh man, what was that movie? Lawless.
Come on, man. Like he has a great lifespan. He has a great catalog. So I don't think it necessarily tailed off. I just think that, he kind of came to a peak. I mean, like at this point, what else could the dude had did?
Yeah. I mean, he did. So he did. Now, don't get me wrong. Like he did some great things, and I think what I'm talking about is like the comparisons that Hollywood gave him was Harrison Ford. You know what I mean? And then when you think about it,
he was in Indiana Jones though.
Yeah, and that's when the comparisons really had came. Mm-hmm. And like when he was on that run, when he was in that Indiana Jones movie, and then we can't forget about Constantine. You know what I'm saying?
He's in Constantine.
No, like he now don't get me wrong, he did a lot of great things, but the point I was making is I think Damson he's had a phenomenal start, and I think that I don't know how he want to do it, but another one, Daniel Kaluuya. He's another one.
Yeah.
He's another one.
He's a sneaky one.
And he said, and then we already see the thing with Jordan Peele, and Jordan Peele did an interview saying that, yo, he's my Robert De Niro. So what he's saying is, you know what I'm saying? What's my man name? Scorsese.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And Robert De Niro. Their history go all the way back to Taxi, back in I think 74. And he's not used Daniel about 3-4 times.
He is in Nope. He's in
Nope.
Get Out.
And Jordan Peele helped produce Judas and the Black Messiah.
Yep, and
it wasn't his film, but he produced it.
Yeah. And Kaluuya, man, Kaluuya was in some Black Mirror episodes.
Yeah. So
he's been doing it for a minute too. He has a pretty good lifespan with this shit too. So I mean, it's definitely some guys who I think could be able to take up those mantles once they get to that same, once they get to that same threshold.
Yeah. But man, rest in peace to the guy, man. Condolences to the family, man. It just
watch a movie with James Caan tonight, man.
Yeah, man. Get one in, man. It ain't got to be one of my favorites, but if you want to see a great performance, man, like those. But everybody did good in the Godfather joints.
Yeah,
or
if you want to get a good laugh, man, watch Elf.
Yeah, Elf or Get Smart.
Oh yeah, or Get Smart. Man, listen though, but when that motherfucker was in the office with Will Ferrell, bro, and he was trying to get Will Ferrell to do shit, and that nigga was sitting in that little ass chair. And he was talking to him while he was at work. Hey, bro. That shit was comedy.
Oh, man, you stupid.
So, man, listen, man. Today we have a classic.
You skipping?
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Today is this is the second episode of the week. What we watching, man? What you got?
Man, listen. I got two.
Okay.
For some odd reason, I've been on an older movie kick. So I'm gonna run through them real quick, man. One of the movies, man, I just watched the other night just for no reason. Full Metal Jacket, man. Y'all know the movie. Came out in 1987. I was just in the mood to watch it, you know what I'm saying? Private Pal. You know what I'm saying?
Gomer Pal.
Man, listen. That movie, the thing is, there was a time between the 80s and the early 90s where there was a ton of Vietnam movies coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And this movie, what was so different about this one was it showed you like the training before they went over there.
Mm-hmm.
And just the way that my man was going in on everybody, like, man. And then like some of the jokes, man. I mean, not jokes, but some of the shit would fly today. Like he called one of the the black dude, I forget what the name that he called him, but he was like, just know that you ain't gonna be no fried chicken and drinking sweet tea up in here. And I was like, oh, but like I don't know if that shit gonna fly today. But like it's one of those war movies. I mean, if you into it, you into it. If you ain't, you ain't. But I just watched it for no reason, man. And the other movie, you know what I'm saying, I might be exposing too much now, but I am a huge Know Me Rapar fan. You know what I'm saying? So I watched this movie. It's called Passion. And it's an older film, came out 2012. It's her, got Rachel McAdams in it. It was produced by Brian De Palma. Okay. It's one of his most slept on films. Everybody know him for Scarface and shit, but you know what I'm saying? He directed this movie. And it's basically a movie about they work at this this fashion place or whatever. And Rachel McAdams' character, she's just like one of those girls, like she loved like being surprised. Like she's like this executive, and she is kind of mentoring Nomi's character, but she was like Rachel McAdams, like she was just like not abusing, but like she like was fucking around with this dude. Then Nomi started fucking around with him, and then Rachel started like kind of humiliating the girl, and like so she put up this whole plot to kill her, and so she kills her, and then she get away with it. But the only thing that she didn't account for is her assistant. She was a lesbian, and but so she like really liked her, but she wasn't a lesbian. So she ended up fucking following her around, and she ended up getting the whole murder on her phone. And then she blackmailed her into having a relationship with her. Like,
fire.
Dude, it's crazy, but it's a great movie.
That is fire.
Dude, hey, you need to watch this, man.
Hey, I'm definitely going to watch this now because, bro, do you listen? If anybody from Netflix or Hulu, bro, if you have the gall and the audacity to steal a plot line, this is it. This is the perfect time for. This is the perfect time for. Matter of fact, I take it even further. The creators of You from Netflix, if you're listening, this is the one, bro. This is the one. This is where you get Joe. You know what I'm saying? And he got a nice little business and he getting it going. And then he got an assistant, and his assistant finds out that he killed somebody and forces him to be in a side relationship. That's perfect, bro. Perfect, bro.
Hey,
you getting blackmailed the whole time.
Yo, it's really a good movie, man, and it's slept on, man. I don't know why, but it's really a good movie, man. I was just in a know me mood, so I was just like, man, you know what I'm saying? Let me watch this. So yeah, if you get a chance, I watched it on. They got it on Tubi for free. You know what I'm saying? They got ads and shit, but I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, so that ain't nothing. Especially when you watch something, that ain't nothing.
Yeah, because it don't even bother you. Because like we old enough to like, like ads don't really bother me as much because like I grew up on that shit. Like, yeah, it's just like it feels good to be able to watch something not being interrupted. But then at the same time, you be like, shit, so I got to pitch real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you need a break every now and then.
Yeah, so I watched an old movie, man, Full Metal Jacket, and also an older film called Passion.
Nice. I have two as well, man. So my first one is actually a new film that dropped on Netflix. And it's starring Kevin Hart and Woody Harrelson, and it's called The Man from Toronto. And when I tell you that this one might have brought Kevin Hart back for me, bro. This movie was so damn funny. First and foremost, Woody Harrelson, bro, we got to start giving him his flowers because he's been funny as hell, bro, in some of these movies. And he don't get the credit he deserves. Zombieland, that motherfucker was comedy. Zombieland 1 and 2, he was comedy. This one, he was the straight man, but he was still funny in this one. And he did a great job in this one. Kevin Hart, bro, when I tell you, it's something about him that's able to play like that, the little weak guy.
Mm-hmm.
Even though, you know what I'm saying, if you follow Kevin Hart and stuff, dude got hands, dude, like, you know what I'm saying, he cut up. He'll probably whoop on somebody for real. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think Kevin Hart gives people, you know what I'm saying, a couple 2-piece biscuits. But him just playing that role, bro, is so funny. And then what makes it even funnier is the people that he pairs with. And I think that's what makes his movie so good. And that's what makes him so good is because he don't pair with like the obvious people. Like when he did Get Hard with Will Ferrell, like nobody seen that coming, bro. Nobody seen that coming. That was a hilarious ass movie. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the Man from Toronto is hilarious. It's basically about a dude who he ends up, you know what I'm saying, him and his girl, he trying to take his girl on a trip because he's basically like this failed businessman. He's trying to come up with these small businesses to work for himself, but they don't do nothing. And then he ends up taking his girl on this trip, and you know what I'm saying, they go to this cabin, but the cabin was supposed to be specifically for you know what I'm saying, an assassin. and the assassin is Woody Harrelson, but he don't show up. So Kevin Hart shows up, and these dudes down there in the cabin, and they're like, "Yo, you know what I'm saying? We got the guy down here." So basically, he go down there to interrogate the guy, quote unquote, and somehow, or one way or another, he ended up getting the information out this dude. And they like, "Oh man, this is the man from Toronto. Like, he got these techniques and all that." And then they go on this like wild ass adventure, and Woody Harrelson and Kevin Hart end up becoming friends in the end. Blah blah blah. But it's a good one. Like, it's one of those things that is just super super funny, bro. And then my second one is a classic for me. This is a throwback. I just, you know what I'm saying, was rewatching it the other night, and I was like, I gotta speak up on this one. But I spoke up with Will Ferrell, and this one is a Will Ferrell movie, Anchorman. Everybody know what Anchorman is. Anchorman is the story of one of the most legendary news crews in San Diego. And you know what I'm saying, just basically the life of one legendary anchorman, Ron Burgundy.
Ron Burgundy.
You know what I'm saying? Stay classy, San Diego.
That's what's up, man.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Now,
I'm
right on time with this one. On to the feature presentation, man. So we got, like I said, man, we got a classic. Came out in 1996. Hell of a cast. It's starring Samuel L. Jackson, Sandra Bullock, also Kevin Spacey, and Matthew McConaughey. Man, we're talking about A Time to Kill. This movie is basically about a black man who kills two white men who raped his daughter, and he is going to trial for murder, but it's in the rural South. And you have a new young lawyer basically coming to his defense and helping him out, but he's battling because he doesn't know if, you know what I'm saying, he's going to get the W only because of where they are. And, you know, they end up etching it out, man. So this was, you know what I'm saying, this is your pick. This is one that you brought to the table. And I'm not going to lie to you. This is hard to watch.
It gets there because, see, the thing about this movie, right, is the one thing that really kind of, I mean, obviously, I'm glad the way that they did it, where they was only like giving you pieces. They never really, I guess you can do what you want in movies, but they didn't show the rape. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah. It gave you enough to know, like, you know what I'm saying? This is some wild shit.
It happened, yeah.
But obviously but the point that I'm trying to make is one of the things that I didn't like about this movie was how people was blaming Jake for the things that was going down. It's like, hold up, man. It's like, don't we think we need to be blaming the people that are responsible for these events that are going down, all because there is, so Lil Tanya gets raped. The two guys get picked up for the rape. You know what I'm saying? Charles Lee Haley shoots them broad daylight in the damn court place or whatever, whatnot. But then now you got the Klan popping up out of nowhere, and then the Klan starts doing all of this stuff for the people that are being affected, as far as like that are working for, you know what I'm saying, Charles Lee Haley's defense. They're putting crosses in front of their houses, their daughter being called a nigger lover, and all this type of stuff, and they're blaming Jake. It's like, don't we need to blame the people? Like why y'all can't? Like, that's what was bothering me. Like, I think I've seen this movie, I don't know, 10, 15 times or whatever. But it's just like, this time, it was just like, why is Jake being held responsible for the actions of just dumbass people who are doing these things to people? I just felt that he was apologizing for things that he didn't have to apologize for. Like, he's given Charles Lee Haley his constitutional right to have a defense. And
you got to remember where they at, man. They in rural Mississippi.
Yeah, in Canton, Mississippi. And but even with that, that's just like, that's one of those things where you still can't. That's one of those things like when somebody be like, if you do this to me, you know how I am. It's like,
nah, because this is like I said, this is one of the reasons I said it was hard to watch, because you see, you know what I'm saying, you see a black father going through the struggles already of what he, you know what I'm saying, and then you adding that on top of it. And what would, you know what I'm saying, what would normally be an acceptable thing, of course, is not going to be accepted in that situation, right? Because you have a black man that killed 2 white people. Even though they did what they did to his daughter in that time, and then in that space that they're in Mississippi. You said Canton, Mississippi?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know shit about Canton, Mississippi, but I know enough about Mississippi to know that, it's racism is thick. Racism is thicker than is thicker than Lisa Ray on cold peanut butter in a bowl of 2-day-old grits. Okay, that's how thick racism is, and it's just one of them things, bro. Like, first and foremost, I like the movie because of the way that they showed how the justice system is towards black people, or black men specifically in this movie. Another thing that I liked about this, though, was the fact that they showed, a black man in a sense to where he wasn't necessarily going to be the victim. You know what I'm saying? Because most movies they'll have where, you know what I'm saying, he cower out or whatever, but like he took action into his own hands because, you know what I'm saying, he already knew they're not going to do anything, you know what I'm saying, to give these dudes the proper time and the proper punishment. So I have to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, I avenge my daughter. And then on top of all of that, you also, you know what I'm saying, you also got to just see the fact of, it's guys like Matthew McConaughey. Matthew McConaughey. Why can't I say that man's last name? Matthew McConaughey's character Jake. You know what I'm saying? It's guys like Jake out here who see the wrong and they want to help and make sure shit is, you know what I'm saying, properly done. Even if, you know what I'm saying, they may be the underdog of the situation, they still want to see something being done, bro. And they want to see, you know what I'm saying, the right thing being done at that. And, you know what I'm saying, like, to me, that was one of the things that you kind of had to respect about Jake, because no matter what the situation was, you know what I'm saying, he still fought. Even though, you know what I'm saying, he had that small doubt on the inside, like, man, this shit may not even happen. But, you know what I'm saying, he still stood up and did what was right. And you got to kind of appreciate that, man. And shout out to Samuel Jackson, because, you know what I'm saying, to take this role and do this, like, he's the perfect person for a role like this.
Man, you're absolutely right. And then I think one of the coolest things in this film was, so he do the crime, and the one thing about this town of Canton is you could tell this was one of those small towns because everybody knew everybody. And Charles Lee Haley, you know what I'm saying, he had grew up with the cop that he accidentally shot, you know what I'm saying, shout out to Chris Cooper. He had shot Dwayne Looney by accident. He got caught in the leg and got his leg amputated. Mm-hmm. But like, when it was all said and done and everybody rolled up to his house, he comes out, son in his arms. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know, like, you could tell, y'all, look, I'm gonna be going away for a while. Mm-hmm. I had to do this for y'all sister. He hugs his wife. The cop comes up to him, played by Charles S. Dutton. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Rock.
Yeah, man. The Sheriff Walls. But like, what was cold and dope about it was he looked at him And he gave him that look like, man, you know I had to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And then he walks past them. They didn't handcuff him or nothing. He just walked straight into the back of the car. And it was just like, yo, that part was so cold because it was like, yo, he didn't run. And then you could tell everybody know him. So they're like, well, obviously there's no need to put no cuffs on him because he was sitting here waiting on him.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
and then on top of that, they, you know what I'm saying, they at least showed him the respect that, you know what I'm saying, not even cuffing him like, bro, we feel you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And that's another thing too, like me being a black father myself and having a daughter, like, you know, yeah, I 100% stood by that. Yeah, go get him. You know what I'm saying? If I ever find out some shit like that, you don't have to worry about taking me to jail. Because I'm going to take him out and I'm going to take myself out and then take him out in the afterlife just to make sure he feels my pain. You feel me? Just to make sure he feels my pain, bro. So yeah, like that's another reason, like I said, it was hard to watch, man, because, you know, having a daughter and then just, you know, forbid that something like that happens. Like you don't, you know what I'm saying? You don't know what you'll do in the moment. But it's just like, bro, she was 10. You know what I'm saying? Your only job is to protect the children. So I think that, you know what I'm saying, seeing that and yeah, you got to do something like that, bro.
But then also what I think, and I think that if you black, you get it. Not that, and this ain't a shot or anything. It's just the way that we were raised in certain circumstances, right? So when she went to the store, you know what I'm saying, she picked up everything that they asked her to get from the store.
Mm-hmm.
So she's walking back. Obviously, you know, the whole scene, she gets inside the head, they rape her, try to hang her, all that type of stuff, and they dump her. But when her dad gets home, she says, I'm sorry I dropped the groceries, Daddy. And I think that we have this thing of where we don't want to like disappoint our parents.
Right.
And even though she went through one of the most horrific things, like the most horrific thing that you can ever go through as a 10-year-old.
Right.
And the thing that's on her mind is, Dad, I'm sorry I dropped the groceries.
Yeah, that's
and it's like, yo, it's this different thing that we have. And then also we know like like you hear some athletes, you know, be like, yo, I didn't know I was poor until this. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't know if she like knew that their money was tight, but she just kind of knew like, yo, like I know we need these groceries. You know what I mean? Right. And like for her to even have that register in her head, I just think that that's just something that's just different. You know what I'm saying? Like within certain communities, I just think that there's something that's different. And I thought that part was so relatable. You know what I'm saying? And just to be like, yo, like this little girl is not even, you know, not even really registering like what happened to her.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was just about to say too. Yeah.
Yeah, so that part was something serious. But I wanted to piggyback off of something that you were saying. You were talking about Jake Brigance, and like we need more people like him. And one of the reasons why he chose Jake was because he defended his brother when his brother got caught up in some shit. And even though they didn't have like you know, they had a kinship. Like it wasn't, you know what I mean? Like they just knew of each other. And what was dope was he went to Jake and was like, yo, like, you remember those white guys that raped that girl and such and such? He was like, they got off, right? He was like, yeah. He was like, so if I'm ever in a jam, you know what I'm saying, would you be able to get me out? And Jake knew. He's like, yo, he about to go kill these dudes. You know what I'm saying? Went home, went over with the wife just to get confirmation. And she was like, yo, you need to call the sheriff. He was like, nah.
Yeah, they deserve this shit.
Yeah. He's like, nah. He was like, nah, I'm gonna go ahead and let Charles Lee, you know what I'm saying, do what he do. And what was dope was when he was talking to his mentor, Lucian.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, yo, he said,
Shout
you
out
want
to
to
Donald Sutherland, man.
Yes,
He's
sir,
one.
man.
He's one of them ones too.
Oh yeah, definitely. And
Yeah.
I hated that his son had to play the, you know what I'm saying, one of the, you know what I mean? But yeah, I like how they did the opposite sides though. How they put them on the opposite side of the fence. But what was dope when he was like, yo, he said, you want to know the one great thing about this case? He was like, yo, if you win, justice prevails. But if you lose, justice still prevails.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just like, yo, you are in a win-win, lose-lose case. And he was just like, yo, this is like one of those things that is just set up in a justice system where, I mean, I get it. You can't have people going around, you know what I'm saying, being a vigilante of a crime that happened to them
Right.
and not punish them for it. But I felt that this case was so significant to the point where it's just like I mean, like, come on, like, if all of y'all got a daughter, like, y'all have to put yourself in this man's shoes, knowing the information that he knows, knowing that, especially, I mean, even now, I was gonna say especially '96, but even now, like, the value of a black life, like. When he spoke to Jake, I just said it, like, yo, those guys that raped that one girl and such, they got off, right? Knowing what the outcome is about to be. And he's like, nah, y'all ain't getting away with doing this to my daughter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I thought that the point that Jake was trying to make, and even taking this case when Charles Lee don't have any money, you know, but I think that he knew, shit, if I even survive this bitch, that this is gonna put me, not only is it gonna, you know what I'm saying, put me on this level as far as like a lawyer, but also to defend a person for the act that he did. I think that Jake Brigance was a really good cat. And don't forget about Ellen Warhawk too. You know what I'm saying? She drove all the way down to Boston.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, to be involved, and she didn't get paid. So shout out to her too.
And this is the thing about Jake too. Like I don't think they really touched on it enough, but like, you know, you also got to remember, like, him being in Mississippi, defending a black man, killing 2 white men. Like, even though that's going to boost his career, that's still going to have a little, you know what I'm saying, to some of the citizens there, it's going to have a little stench on it, because it's like, you know, you defended that, you know what I'm saying, nigger, and, you know what I'm saying, he should have never did what he did. And that's why, you know, to me, for him to take that on is so it was so important, because it's like, for him to have to battle, you know what I'm saying, between that that's a deep thing to, you know what I'm saying, go through. Like, even his decision, you know what I'm saying, going back and talking to his wife and being like, nah, I'm gonna let him handle it. Like, even that decision, you know what I'm saying, like, you could tell he was just always trying to do, you know what I'm saying, the correct thing. But before we continue, man, let's get into this cast, because this is a low-key all-star cast. Okay. This is
it ain't even low key.
No, and the reason I say it's low key is because it's some names in here that, you know what I'm saying, they weren't, you know what I'm saying, like, super in it, but the fact that they were in it just lets you know just like how far some of these people have come along. So you got the main guys, you know, Matthew McConaughey, Sandra Bullock, Samuel Jackson, and then you got, you know what I'm saying, like I said, Kevin Spacey. And I don't know how Kevin Spacey always finds a way to play like the antagonist roles, but but he does it. He does a great job of that. You also got Oliver Platt, man. You mentioned Charles S. Dutton. You also mentioned Donald Sutherland. You mentioned his son Kiefer Sutherland, Mr. 24. Ashley Judd. Let me see. Chris.
Rest in peace to her moms, yo.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Naomi Judd.
Yeah. You also got Chris Cooper, You know what I'm saying? You got Doug Hutchinson. You got my man Kurtwood Smith, aka Red from that '70s show. You got Joe Seneca, who somehow always either plays like the Reverend in every movie, or he plays like somebody's grandfather in every movie. I've never seen him play anything other than those two roles. You're talking about being typecast. But you got Anthony Hill, man. You have Octavia Spencer. Who else is in this, man? I seen one other name. Somebody else is in this. Maybe not. Maybe I named it already. But Steve Coulter. You know what I'm saying? He's been the sneaky guy in a few movies too. He was one of the Klansmen. But to have a cast like this, bro, in 1996, like, and these people ain't like at the level that they at now. You know what I'm saying? They working at this point in time. So like this was like prime, you know what I'm saying? This is like prime era for them. This is when they doing a lot of their work. This is when you starting to see them in a lot of places. Like, of course, Sam was, you know what I'm saying? He had already done a lot. Matthew McConaughey was kind of in between. Sandra Bullock, you know what I'm saying? She had done some stuff too, but she was kind of in between. Kevin Spacey as well. Oliver Platt had been in some stuff here and there. Charles S. Dutton, man, he had a TV show, you know what I'm saying? And he was in a bunch of movies before this. Donald Sutherland, he was already doing some things, but he ended up going on to do some great things. Kiefer Sutherland ended up becoming Mr. 24, you know what I'm saying? He had Fox on the Whirlwind. And then Ashley Judd, you know what I'm saying? She comes from, you know what I'm saying, royalty. And then Octavia Spencer, bro. Like, that's, man, 1996, Octavia Spencer. And look at where she at now, you know what I'm saying? And then Chris Cooper, man, you see him in a bunch of other stuff. He's usually like the greaseball dude who's like every time you see him, you know something go down. You know what I mean? He typecast too. And then Kurtwood Smith, man, like this dude, you know what I'm saying? He's been in a few things, but for him to go on and then, you know what I'm saying, be the iconic father of Eric Foreman on that '70s show, like he was always gonna put a foot in somebody's ass.
Yeah. Well, the thing that I was gonna say now, like Sam, up to this point, like he was on his shit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He was small in Mississippi, but Jurassic Park, so people know him from there. He was in True Romance. He was in Fresh, but he was in Against the Wall. But you know the big movie, Pulp Fiction. Mm-hmm. That was the movie that really took him over that edge. But dude, this is the crazy thing about Sam, right?
Are you forgetting? Do the Right Thing.
Juice was 92.
And he was in what's the other one he was in with Halle Berry?
Jungle Fever.
Fever.
Yeah, it was Jungle Fever.
It was Gator.
But dude, listen, 1996, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Hard Eight, Great White Hype, Tree Lounge, Time to Kill, and A Long Kiss Goodnight. All came out in 96. So Sam was already there. And like when it comes to Sandra, you know what I'm saying? She had her big movie, Speed. Speed was 1994.
Yep.
So she had some stuff under her belt already. Let me see. The Net came out in 95. Yep. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with The Net. So I mean, look, she had The Demolition Man. She was in that. You know what I'm saying? Love Potion No. 9. That was my shit. That was one of those guilty pleasure movies.
Man, like, I couldn't get through that, man.
Yo, that shit was so fucking funny to me. I don't know why it was. But
I gotta rewatch it now that I'm older, but younger, bro, I couldn't get through that shit.
Yo, that shit was hilarious. But me and my cousin used to sit around and like really like joke about this shit. Like that shit was so it's so stupid.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like one of those like stupid funny joints.
But it's a remake though. That's what makes it so dope. Like, and that's why I said like now that I'm older and I know a little bit more about it, I definitely gotta watch it. But when I was younger, I was like, man, what the is this on TV?
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna tell you what though. For Matthew McConaughey to be like the name that they tend to mention first, he didn't really have a lot of shit out.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
That's what I
Like
said.
that.
He was in that working stage.
Yeah, like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Next Generation, that was trash.
Yeah,
He was in Angels in the Outfield, and
of
that's a
course,
good movie.
of course.
But really, I mean, what Glory Days? You know what I mean? Like Scorpion Spring. Like he wasn't in nothing that was like up to this caliber.
Right,
To
right.
for the people that was in this movie. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, Donald Sutherland is a complete legend. So I mean,
Yep.
it ain't even really no reason to even speak on him. But
Mm-hmm.
when you look at Ashley Judd, I mean, so this came out in '96. You look at Ashley Judd; she was in Natural Born Killers in '94.
Yep.
Shit, this one was before she did all her good shit.
But I'm
Cause
saying her
what?
mom was Naomi Judd though.
Yeah, her mom was a
So you know what
famous
I'm saying?
singer.
Yeah,
Cause
she
Kiss the
came from
Girl came
royalty
out after
already.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
And
Double
then
Jeopardy came out in '99.
and
Yeah.
then like, you know what I'm saying, with Kevin Spacey, you know what I'm saying, he already was on his come up. And then Oliver Platt, bro, he was doing a bunch of movies and television shows too. You know what I'm saying? That's one of those guys that's also in that sneaky category where he'll be doing, I want to say he was in, it might not have been Grey's Anatomy. Oh my goodness, what show was he in? He was in the Three Musketeers, of course. He was in what is the TV show? Was it House? He ended up being one of the doctors in like House or something like that.
I have to look, but like, dude, when it come to Kevin Spacey, he was coming off of a great 1995, yo. Usual Suspects, Outbreak, and Seven was all 1995. So, man, this cast was, I mean, it was really, really fucking good, man.
Oh, you know, you're right, bro. He was one of the bad guys in Beethoven. Oliver Platt, bro.
Oh yeah, Beethoven.
Man,
Yeah,
you talking about a classic? Beethoven was that joint.
yeah, I fuck with Beethoven.
Beethoven was that joint, man. But so you know what I'm saying, back to the movie. In this situation, right? You have, you know what I'm saying, the obvious scenario of a black man in the South on trial for killing two white men, right?
Mm-hmm.
What, like, if you can picture yourself, and this is strictly all hypothetical, but if you could picture yourself, bro, like thinking back to 1996, you know what I'm saying, the way that, you know, you live in the South, you in South Carolina, so you, of course, you know what I'm saying, you grew up, you knew how it was, but like, what do you think this impact was on the country when this movie came out? Because this wasn't just like one of them movies that just went straight to VHS. This was like this is a big movie. This movie is like 2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
And it's not a lot of movies out at that time that was 2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But what do you think the impact was for the country, you know what I'm saying, after the release of this movie?
Okay, so I'm gonna answer your question, but it also affected decision making, right? I told this on the when I did the episode on Ghost of Ole Miss, right?
Yeah.
So I told a little story that I went through, like when I squandered away all of my, you know what I'm saying, scholarship opportunities, and this junior college reached out to me. It was called Southwest Community College. It was in Mississippi. So they were trying to get me to come down there, and I was just like, yo, even though I'm in the South, I'm in South Carolina, but I was like, but I don't know, but Mississippi different.
Man.
Like, and I chose not to go. I was like, I just cannot see myself going to Mississippi, man. So when you think about 1996, and like, I think one of the lines that grandfather, that I forget what they call him, when he was having a conversation with the with Kiefer Sutherland character, Freddie Lee Cobb.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Yo," he was like, the black man, we don't have a place. The white man don't have a place in this world. Black people got all this protection. 10 years ago, he would have been hanging from a tree. I think that was the mentality of the country at this time. Was ain't no way in hell a black man gonna get away with something like this, because we're gonna stand up and do what we need to do to show them that we're gonna put y'all in y'all place. And I think for a movie like this to come out, I think you got a little bit of sympathy from the people that was, in the Jake Brigance type of mind frame. But I think that there was a large amount of people that felt the way that the Ku Klux Klan members felt. Was like, there's no way that this man should be able to get away with this. Like,
right.
And even when it came to Kevin Spacey's character, like the way when they did when he was doing the interview outside the courthouse, he was like, "Yo, like, I'm not gonna sit here and say that, that it wasn't an horrific act that happened to, his daughter, but you know what I mean. You can't take the justice into your own hands." But I think the way that the country felt, I think that it was very mixed.
Mm-hmm.
I think that people felt I think that there was a large amount that felt the way that the Klan felt. It was like, nah, you don't kill one of ours.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you know what? We did this 300 years ago and there were no issues.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's just what we do. So I think it's a lot of people that felt that way. But I think that there were some people who felt sympathetic for it. And I don't know, man. I honestly think it's very mixed. Like, I think the people that felt the way they felt the way they felt. I don't think this movie changed it. But I think that it probably reached a few people who kind of had that train of thought, and it was like, man, you know what? That's a horrific thing, and I wouldn't want maybe the closing argument changed some people's minds in real life. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that was a good closing argument, man.
And I mean, you gotta think about it, man. I'm trying to think, like, what's one of the major things that happened around this time? 96 was, I know OJ had just got done. The OJ trial was what, 90, or the OJ situation was what, 94, 95?
So in 94, he murdered her.
Right, and the trial was over.
And
what, 96,
it was decided October the 3rd, 1995.
Yeah, okay, so so the OJ trial was over around this time, and then that kind of was a microcosm of, what society was as well, because you had a lot of people that was like, yo, this dude did it, he hurt that woman, that white woman, but then, you had most of Black America that was like, yo, even if they felt like he did it, they was like, nah, he didn't do it. Because, we wanted to win. Like, you got to remember at the same time, prior to that was, the 92 riots when when they when the cops had beat what's that dude's name, man?
You talking about Rodney King?
Rodney King. Why I can't believe I forgot about Rodney King's name. But yeah, you had the 92 riots because of what they did to Rodney King. And then, like around this time, hip hop is emerging and you got a lot more people being revolutionary. Conscious music is a thing in the Black community. So like you had the Black community feeling the type of way. And then in the South, not only were they feeling the type of way, but the South was kind of like, it was starting to be like a real big, it was starting to become like this big thing for like black business. You know what I'm saying? Like in Atlanta specifically, it was a lot of big businesses being, you know what I'm saying, popping up as far as black businesses. And, you know, you just really started to see a lot of different things changing and coming into fruition. Oprah was big at this time. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jackson was the man at this time. He was probably one of the most famous celebrities on the planet. You know what I'm saying? And then so to see that in this movie, well, not you didn't really see it in this movie, but to know that was what was going on around the country, and to see in this movie how it was still so backwards. You know what I mean? And that's why I kept mentioning the rural part when I said Mississippi, because in those small towns and in those places, like, yo, it didn't matter that, you know, Tupac and Biggie was out doing their thing. It didn't matter that hip hop was major. It didn't, you know, they probably didn't even hear about OJ Simpson like that. You know what I'm saying? They probably didn't even care about, you know what I'm saying, Michael Jordan, or they didn't care about Michael Jackson, you know what I'm saying, or Mike Tyson for that matter. So, you know, to them, it was, you know what I'm saying, this is where we from, this is what we do, and this is how things go. You know what I'm saying? You got to remember that the Confederate flag was still flying.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And even in this movie, like you said, the Klan popped up. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, that just kind of lets you know where, you know what I'm saying, things were at this time. And I think it was, I think this was a very dope portrayal of what unity could look like in this country if people would just come together and see, you know what I'm saying, the good in others and do stuff for that reason. But yeah, that was something that I just wanted to pull from that, because I thought that was super dope for them to be able to make a movie like this in '96, and that was something that you know, especially in that area, you probably would have never seen.
True. One thing I do want to mention that I liked was how it was shot, as far as everybody was sweating.
Mm-hmm.
Like they wanted you to know, yo,
Mississippi,
it's hot down here, yo.
In that courtroom, yeah, and hot ass Mississippi for sure.
Man, even it's like it's 90% of the scenes that are shot in this movie, everybody is sweating.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, I don't know if it was, I felt like it was done on purpose.
Yeah.
To kind of like add the tension of like, yo, like we want to show y'all, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's different down here.
Mm-hmm.
And just to, even though they never showed us his house, but even for Lieutenant Looney, who got, you know what I'm saying, his leg amputated, and Charles Lee Ray, like they talk like, yo, we known each other since we were kids, like we grew up together.
Mm-hmm.
And now, not that Charles Lee didn't have a nice house, but you could tell, like, you know what I'm saying, dirt roads, dirt driveway. I'm pretty sure Looney's house didn't look like that. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
I think he did. But another scene that was kind of crazy that we haven't mentioned was when the other guy, I forget what the other guy's name was, that was involved in raping Tanya.
Mm-hmm.
Like when my man walked in there to interrogate him, when Ozzy went in there to interrogate him, he was just like, he said, how did he say it? He said, my mama voted for you. Mm-hmm. He said, oh man, how he said my mama voted for you. He said, I didn't think that there was a problem having a nigga sheriff. You know, he was like, I seen you play with the Rams. He was like, so I guess it would. No, he said, I seen you play for the Rams, so I guess it wouldn't be too much of a problem to have a nigga sheriff since you've been on TV and all. And it's like, and then he said, no offense. And like that tells you like the mentality that they have. Like he couldn't even say like, yo, I don't have a personal issue with you, but you still a nigga to me.
You know what I mean? He basically told him that.
Yeah, but he was just
once you put nigga in front of the occupation, that's exactly it. Like you don't walk in to a restaurant and be like, hold on, can't eat here. They got a nigga chef. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you don't. That's as disrespectful as it get.
But in this sentence, it's like it's the opposite. It's like, yo, I love eating here because they got a nigga chef. Because he said, I don't think there's a problem having a nigga sheriff because you play for the Rams and you've been on TV.
No, that's like saying like, you know what I'm saying? I could eat here. It ain't really no problem they got a nigga chef. He was on TV.
Yeah, it's like, and I'm sitting down looking at it like, yo, that is like,
yeah, like
you couldn't say black. Like,
yeah, he cooked with Gordon Ramsay. You know, I mean, he got to be good. I mean, even though he's a nigga chef, he's all right. Like,
yeah, like that was. I just thought that scene was just so crazy. But I think that it's showing you the mentality of the way that, you know what I'm saying, some of those people think down there, and it's kind of like they did a really good job of like introducing you like to this town. Like this is what this town is like. You know what I'm saying? And like you got some of those overt races, like the way they was, and they was going down there, and you know the black dudes out there shooting basketball, and they throw the beer at their basketball goal and all this joint. Go up into a store, knock your shit over, clean it up, boy. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like they open it up to you and they introduce you like, yo, this is what this town is like.
Exactly.
So, and then the whole thing of them wanting to have a change of venue because they was like, yo, if we move this case out of this county, there's going to be more, you know what I'm saying, black people because there's a higher population of black people outside this county. They dealt with the same thing in the OJ case. They wanted to move it, but it was opposite. They wanted to move out of Los Angeles County because they was like, yo, it's going to be a mix or heavy black. So we want to get out of this county.
Down the street.
Yeah, they tried to do the opposite. They wanted it out because it was too black.
But see, that's... I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you got it.
No, I'm saying that's why I was saying like they didn't show too much of the landscape like other country, but they showed enough for you to know like, yeah, this is some backwoods shit going on out here. Like you can definitely feel like that this is a sundown town.
Oh yeah, definitely. And you could tell that it was kind of like I love using this example because I think it's something that a lot of people don't know, right? So in Tulsa, Oklahoma, obviously, you know what I'm saying, we had the Black Wall Street joint that went down. So the crazy thing about Tulsa, Oklahoma is like 80%, it's a crazy ass number. It's like 70 or 80% of people in one county is the same county where Black Wall Street was. That's what 70 or 80% of black people still stay to this day in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And I think that is the same thing for like a lot of these rural cities is where there's still a large amount of black people that still stay in those same counties where there was a whole bunch of black people that goes way back, you know what I'm saying, to the early days of like coming out of Jim Crow and shit like that. Like a lot of those people stay in the same place. So I think that was one of them same towns, man. So but the one thing that I do want to mention before we get to the Fire Flames is like the whole conversation that Jake had and Charles Lee had, and Jake was like, he was like, yo, like we on the same side, we friends. He's like, man, we ain't no friends. He's like, he said, man, you don't even know where I stay.
I ain't gonna lie though, they had Sam looking crazy in that scene, bro. They had my nigga looking like he been locked up for about a good 10 months. No, all in the hole. That man ain't had no razor. Man ain't had no nothing. That boy haircut was, that boy hair was horrible.
It was. Sam, when it comes to hair in movies, yo, he always find a way to, you know what I'm saying, mix it up.
Yes.
But I thought that conversation was monumental to what he ended up saying in the closing arguments, and how he was like, yo, we ain't friends. Like, But at the same time, he was like, "Yo, I'm a black man in Mississippi. The
Mm-hmm.
whole justice system is white. The whole jury is white.
Mm-hmm.
What am I gonna look like coming with a black lawyer? You know what I'm saying? Like I chose you because you one of them." And he
Mm-hmm.
was just like, "Yo," he was like, "You know what I'm saying? Our kids ain't gonna never play together. We don't hang out." And then I thought it was dope that, you know what I'm saying, after they won, how Jake showed up and was like, "Yo," basically admitting, "Yo, you were right, and I thought that our kids could play together."
Yeah.
And like what he's doing is he's breaking that cycle of
Mm-hmm.
like even though I never had an issue with you because, you know what I'm saying, I knew you because I defended your brother, but we still didn't communicate. We didn't have no rapport. So I thought that that is a beginning of like this is how the cycle has to be broken, because I think that you're never gonna understand like that black struggle unless you are around it,
Yeah.
unless you experience it. And
Yeah.
I think because I think that the people don't feel sympathetic is because it's not affecting them personally. And I think that a lot of the reasons why a lot of this shit starting to shift, even though we still look, there's always going to be like those ones like my man driving to that Buffalo store. Like
Yeah.
that's just what it is. But it is more of the other side of like where whether it's sports, whether it's, you know what I'm saying, where schools are zoned, there is a lot of situations where you start to see a lot more, you know what I'm saying, mixing of like people hanging out, and then like some of these, like, you know, like my man Casey told a story on one of the podcasts where he was like, "Yo, like I'm just hanging with my dudes." And he's like, "I'm the only white dude in the car," and we got
Mm-hmm.
pulled over. And he said the cop saw him in the back seat. It was like, "Yo, are you okay? Are you in, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
some kind?" And he's like, "The fuck?" And that's when he kind of realized, like, he was in high school. He was like, "You think I'm in danger because I'm the only white dude in the car, and I'm in the car
Mm-hmm.
with, you know what I'm saying, four black dudes? And
Mm-hmm.
you asking me, am I okay?" I think that you have to be in those situations to be like, "Oh shit, yeah, they do treat these motherfuckers totally different."
Yeah.
So I thought that was dope what Jake ended up doing at the beginning, at the end of the movie.
Yeah, for sure, man. I 100% agree with you. Let's get into these fire flames, my brother.
Flame it up, flame it up.
So you know what I'm saying? This was your pick, man. So you know what I'm saying, you go ahead and take the lead.
I'm gonna keep it short. Great cast. We went over it. Like, there's no reason to go over it again. But man,
Mm-hmm.
phenomenal cast. This is when everybody was up on that rise, and then everybody that we mentioned, everybody leveled up. Like everybody got better. So shout out to the cast. Shout out to I think it was James Grissom that wrote the book.
John
Uh,
Grisham.
John Grissom that wrote the
Yeah,
book.
man. This dude, when I tell you, like, it was crazy because I've seen this book at my grandma's house a bunch of times,
Hmm.
and I didn't know that this was based off of that.
Yeah.
That's dope as hell. Like my grandma, she used to read John Grisham all the time. And you know what I'm saying? Like she would buy, like, she would get on Amazon and buy all his books.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? She had a Kindle. Well, she has a Kindle, but she gets all this stuff on Kindle. And yeah, that's one of the dudes, man. Like, yeah, he got some work.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I thought it was shot great. I thought the way that they depicted everything,
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was right on point.
Yeah.
And like I said, I just said what I said at the beginning, which is I just hated that they didn't put more responsibility on the people and made Jake feel guilty for taking a case that he felt that he needed to do what was right. So, but I'm gonna give this movie, man, I'm gonna give it a 4.5, man.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
but you are right. It is a tough watch. This isn't a
Mm-hmm.
movie that, you know what I'm saying, that you want to watch if you upset. but
Shit, nigga, this ain't a movie you want to watch if you happy.
but that
Because
too.
it will make you upset.
But as far as like the way it was written and the way it was shot, it's a really really good movie. So man, I'm gonna give it a 4.5.
Yeah, for sure, man. So speaking of upset, yeah, it will make you upset. If you are a racist, it will make you upset. You know what I'm saying? Because a black man won, and if you are a black man, it will make you upset because you know what I'm saying of what happened in the situation, and it's all too familiar. So, you know what I'm saying? This is a shining example of how good this movie is because first and foremost, it brings out emotions. And to me, a movie like this, and when it's a drama or when it's a thriller or something like that, like the fact that it can bring out emotions and make you dislike characters, you know what I'm saying? Make you dislike the scenario, make you feel something inside, you know what I'm saying? Make you want to cry or make you angry or any of those things. That's to me always a good indication of whether or not a movie is, you know what I'm saying, is good or if a movie is bad. If you could watch a movie and not feel anything throughout that movie really didn't do its job. So for me to watch this movie and this is my first time ever seeing this, just letting you guys know.
What?
Yeah, I've never seen this before then.
That's
So
crazy.
watching this at this age, even still, I was feeling, you know what I'm saying? Like I was feeling those angry moments. I was feeling that, you know what I'm saying, the situation was going through the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, as a father with a daughter, and then being a black father at that, like, so, you know what I'm saying, feeling the joy and the relief of him finally getting off, you know what I'm saying, feeling the satisfaction of him getting revenge and those type of things, like it really brought out some raw emotion. So for me, there's no need to speak on the cast. Like you said, we already did that. This is a hell of a cast. It was great acting. Like I said, my only beef is the way they had my man Sam looking when they was having that little one-on-one discussion. He was looking wild. But outside of that, man, I'm gonna have to agree with you, bro. 4.5, man.
Yo, I cannot believe this is your first time seeing this movie.
Yo, listen, if we could do an episode on shit that I haven't seen, I probably would get banned from doing this podcast by the people that listen.
That's crazy.
Have you seen Five Heartbeats?
Yeah.
Yeah, never seen it.
Oh man. Now I will say this, like, I mean, like, it ain't like one of my like favorite joints, but I mean, but you know what I'm saying. But I've seen it.
Nah, I never seen it.
Yo, that's crazy.
But the crazy part is, like, people talk so much about it that I kind of know what's going on. Like, I know there ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. I know, you know what I'm saying, like shit like that. But yeah.
So, well, no, we already talked about
when he was singing in the rain and all that shit. Nights like this, I wish and all that. All them references. I know the references. I just never seen them.
You seen Meteor Man though?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. Nah, I mean, look, dude, I'm telling you, man, my childhood.
Oh no, listen, black movies. I ain't gonna lie, it's a lot of black movies I probably ain't seen.
Look, I'm gonna say this, and we'll get to coming soon. But like, dude, my childhood was sports, film, and music. That's it.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying, I spent even to this day, I spend a lot of time alone. I don't hang with a lot of people. I don't talk to a lot of people.
Yep.
And it's just, I was just able to watch like a lot of just shit. And
yeah, I was too. I was the only child for 10 years,
so I mean, in a way, I kind of felt like one because my one older sister that I actually grew up with, even though she was 7 years older than me, like she was kind of like my mom. You know what I mean? So, and then like with her being 7 years older than me, you know what I'm saying? She hanging out and working and all this type shit.
It's over.
Yeah, and then when I went to my dad's house, because I'm the only kid that actually stayed with my dad. Like, I got an older sister. I didn't know she was my sister until I was 13, and then my brother, he lived with his mom. So I was the only one. So it was always a lot of the time just me. So, you know what I'm saying? I just watched a lot of TV and I just seen a lot of shit.
Definitely. Okay, like real quick, give me 3 movies that you think I probably haven't seen. I guarantee you I'll probably get like 2 out of 3.
Let me see.
They gotta be good ones.
Good ones. Good. You mean like good black films? I think that
we can do black films.
You seen Rebound though? The Man in the Goat Story.
Oh yeah, of course. HBO.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shit. Let me think.
Shout out to Warhammer.
Shout out Don Cheadle.
Warhammer.
Well, yeah. Man, dude, you put me on the spot, man. You put me on the spot. I'm trying to think. Cause I can't think of anything that's like. I'm surprised. Well, you said you couldn't get into it. I mean, that's not a black film, but when I said Love Potion #9, at least you knew what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay, I got one for you. It's not a black film, but I'm just wondering, have you seen it? You seen Speed, right?
Most of it.
Oh man.
I know he stopped the bus.
Yo, man, Speed is that shit. Damn, dude, like nothing. I can't get anything to come to mind right now.
That's what. Listen, that's what y'all should do. Get on Twitter and hashtag what Scoots haven't watched, and then at me in it, and just throw a random movie in there, and we'll see.
Yeah, because I can't.
It's a bunch of shit. I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's a bunch of shit that people be talking about. I've never seen a day in my life, but they talk about the shit so much. I feel like I have seen it.
Damn, man, you put me on the spot. I can't.
Yeah, the major one though is 5 Heartbeats for sure. That's one that when people get to talk about that shit, I'll be like, oh, I never seen The Color Purple.
Okay, now I mean, when it comes to that is one. I remember you saying that you never seen The Color Purple.
Never seen The Color Purple.
And I was just like, dude, really?
I've never seen that shit, bro.
Like how it's like that is surprising with growing up with the parents that, like, you know what I'm saying, that you talk about, like, you know what I'm saying, like a lot of the shit that you and your mom sat down and watched and stuff like that.
She's seen that shit. What? Okay, let me tell you how crazy it is. Okay, so I never seen Color Purple, but I've seen Beloved.
Now, I never seen Beloved.
You never seen? Well, I ain't really surprised you ain't never seen Beloved, because that's one of the movies that, like, a lot of people ain't really seen. Have you ever seen Amistad?
Yes, I seen Amistad.
I seen Amistad.
Seen Glory?
Yeah.
Denzel first Oscar?
Yeah, with white dude. What's his name?
White dude. Who's the white dude in that?
Yeah, the white dude. It's him, Morgan Freeman, Denzel Washington. I forgot what the white dude
is. Yeah. You got it there. You got it there. Shit, man, you threw me on the spot.
Ferris Bueller. That nigga. He was in it.
Okay, I got one. But dude, I swear to God, you better seen this shit. Soul Food.
Oh yeah, everybody's seen
that. Okay. Hey,
Big Mama, you're on.
All right, now. What about Waiting to Exhale?
I never seen it fully.
Come on, man.
Okay. So I seen 2 parts. Let me be honest. I seen 2 parts. I seen the part where Loretta Devine be talking to Gregory Hines when they be moving and shit, and she be talking about some pie or whatever she was cooking, some food or something like that. And then I seen the part where Angela Bassett burned dude clothes up in the car, which I thought was stupid as fuck, but she did it.
Yeah, she did do it. She did do it. Well, I know you seen What Love Got to Do with It. We talked about Ike.
Ooh, I ain't seen the whole thing though.
Come on.
I told you, bro. I told you.
Okay.
It's a bunch of shit. Motherfuckers would be so disappointed in me.
Dude, I know you seen Babs. Oh my God.
I know what the movie is though, but I've never watched Babs. Shout out to Halle Berry.
I mean, now, don't get me wrong. I ain't seen it in a long time, but come on, man.
I've never seen Babs. I've never seen Babs. I'm sorry, bro. I never seen it.
Yo, that's crazy. That movie was hilarious. I told you, man,
you might end up kicking me off this podcast. You might have to find new codes. I'm telling you, there's a bunch of shit I ain't seen, man.
Oh, man. Nah, I ain't even gonna say that one.
What?
I was gonna say Love Don't Cost a Thing, but that's not.
With Nick Cannon?
Yeah.
I definitely seen that. Christina Milian was in that.
Yeah. Man, that's crazy.
I told you, man.
That's crazy. But man, listen, we got. I've been telling you, we've been needing to keep up with this type shit. So I had went on a little thing, and I've been looking for it, and I was like, yo, I got one. So we doing. We trying to be better about doing movies. We did the very first one we did was White Man Can't Jump. It was the 30-year anniversary.
Yep.
Of White Man Can't Jump. So we're doing one movie, man. This is the 10-year anniversary of this movie. And I'm doing it for another personal reason. Not only if this is a good movie, but it also got my girl in it. But we're doing Prometheus.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
man. Yeah, man. And this movie is so dope because this is a part of the Ridley Scott trilogies. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like to call them. Because it's Alien, it's Predator, and then it's
Is it Species?
Prometheus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all three of those are connected.
Yeah,
so if you ever watch Prometheus, you'll see how. I'm sorry, no, not Alien and Predator. Predator, they make it in there. That's why I say it's the trilogy thing. They're not actually a part of it, but Alien and Prometheus are connected, and then they just threw Predator in there because of Alien versus Predator. But Prometheus is basically how it shows you how the aliens came about. I just put it like that.
Yeah, it's one of them interesting movies, man. And then one of the great reasons you being on this podcast is the sci-fi shit. You really good with the sci-fi shit. So I think that this is going to be one of those episodes where you can highlight how deep of a wormhole you go down when it comes to the sci-fi shit, because you do really good with the sci-fi stuff.
And man, let me tell you something, man. To watch these, to watch Prometheus and understand that this shit is all intertwined. Like I go back now. Like that shit made me go watch all the Aliens, and it made me watch Alien Resurrection, of course, or whatever that last one was called, which actually go deeper into it. But for all of this to be a part of the same universe is the way that they like went ahead and tied these up. Perfect.
Confession: I never seen all the aliens in a collective. I've seen like kind of like you. I've seen bits and pieces of some of the Alien movies, but I never like sat down and watched the whole Alien movie from start to finish.
Any of them?
Not from start to finish.
Okay.
I might have seen Alien vs Predator all the way through, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But I never seen like the regular ones with Miss Weaver. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So confession, I never seen any of them shits besides Alien vs Predator until Prometheus came out.
So it made you go back though. So
no. So I take that back. I seen the first Alien, bits and pieces of it. But Alien 2 and 3 and all this, I didn't care for them. Until Prometheus came back, then I had to rewatch all of them. I was like, oh yeah, for sure, I gotta watch all of them now.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I'm gonna see if they got them on some kind of streaming service. Maybe I'll watch the first one.
Once you understand like what's going, like once you rewatch it and understand what's going on, like it'll make you want to go back and see certain shit, because there's certain shit that they reference that being like the Aliens movies that you don't realize that it's a reference unless you like actually seen them. Because it was dudes like when this came out, it was dudes that was like breaking it down, and then like I remember it was one dude on that one site 4chan. I don't know if y'all ever heard of 4chan.
I never heard that.
It was like a little site called 4chan. That's like how Reddit is. It was like the Reddit before Reddit, but basically it was a dude on there who basically broke everything down and predicted that they was gonna do the Alien Resurrection movie or whatever it's called.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying. It's some fun stuff to get into, man. Me personally, I like going into the wormholes. The rabbit holes, because you get to finding out all kind of cool stuff about stuff. So this will make you definitely go down the Ridley Scott alien rabbit hole.
That's what's up, man. That's
Yes,
what we're here
sir.
for.
Yes, sir. So, man, listen. Until the next episode, shout out to Nate Dogg. You know what I'm saying, man? Listen, you know what I'm saying? We gonna keep bringing you these bad boys back and forth every week. We greatly appreciate all the support, and thank you guys for tuning in every week and every episode, you know what I'm saying, like you always do. Make sure you guys hit us up, man. Engage with us, man. Let us know how we doing. Let us know if we're doing a shit job. Let us know if we're doing a great job. We can only get better if you tell us. Shout out to all those people that have left us ratings and comments on Apple Pods. That's greatly appreciated as well. If you want to hit us up, though, you can find us on the socials on Instagram and Twitter at ViewAnonPod, all one word. And you can also find us on Facebook at VA Pod Watch Group. If you want to find me, man, hit me up on Twitter at Scoops Bronson. I have a tree link in my profile. You can go there and find me everywhere else. And yes, the OnlyFans is in there as well.
Yes, sir. Y'all can catch me at s.foster8 on Instagram and Twitter, at 28 minutes or less pod on IG. I have a great idea for a new pod coming this weekend, so be on the lookout for it.
Hold on, wait. You mean like a brand new pod or a pod episode?
Well, pod episode.
Oh, I'm about to say,
no. I ain't got no pod.
No. Got breaking news.
No. And I still do. I haven't, man, since Jamar moved. I ain't even, man. You know what I'm saying? He's came down here. I ain't been wanting to bother him because, you know what I'm saying, he got a new job. You know, did a whole new mover coming back to the States. So it's just like, you know, so I don't know what's the deal with that pod right now. But no. Mm-hmm. I was just meaning a new episode I did.
Yeah.
So be on the lookout for a new 28 minutes or less. You can find it on all major platforms. So, you know, up until then, y'all can go check out episode 92. I did the anniversary episode and the best pod. Well, not the best pods, but the best album so far. So yeah, appreciate everybody's support.
For sure, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? We do the best that we can. And with your help, you know what I'm saying, we've been doing a great job. And that is definitely not going unnoticed. So thank you to all the people out there listening and tuning in once again. And until the next episode, man, like they say in Hollywood, that's right.
Cut.